welcome to the Ghana's and Africa podcast. Thank you for being here. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe to the channel. It's a new Premier League season. Football is back, baby. All the excitement, the dread, the stress, the hope, the disappointment, and everything that comes with loving football and loving the Arsenal. In our first game, we go away to Old Trafford, a place where we've struggled over the years. Especially in the last 10 years, we've really struggled with playing some of the worst United teams. We seem to really struggle to put them to the sword. Hopefully this time around we can give them a big hiding and dominate them as we should be. But I'm excited. It's the start of a new season. We one of the teams that are touted as favorites to win the title alongside the likes of Liverpool, Man City, a lot of talk about Chelsea as well, and other teams as well, Newcastle, Villa, and teams. I think this season is very strong. Before we even start, I think there's a lot of strong teams. I think about 8 teams will be fighting for the top 5 European Sport Champions League spots. So probably Arsenal, Liverpool, City, Chelsea. Then you have United, Spurs, them. Villa should be there and thereabouts. Quite a few teams, and then there's those mid-table teams like Brighton, and then like Brighton, Fulham did well last season, West Ham as well, and then there's and Palace. I can't forget Palace. They've been really good lately. 2 trophies for the 2 times they went to Wembley this year, so good for them. Back to Arsenal. Going to the game, in terms of Mikel confirmed that the only injury we have is Gabriel Jesus with his long-term ACL injury. The good news is that he started running on grass. So hopefully he'll be back by around November, December. No pressure. No injuries, and so we go there with a full bill of health. I feel like we're compared to last, and at most times we were playing with kids. We had kids on the bench, so our bench will look much better going into this game. But yeah, man, and probably most players are looking forward to start on the game. Some of the key players, and also we had some questionable questions around a few players, especially with long-term injuries last season. In Gabriel Havertz, Timber as well had a surgery over there, and who else had a long-term injury? Saka, but I think some of them look fit. They've been playing for a while. Saka has been playing for a while. I think Gabriel is the one with the big question marks, because even in present didn't play much, but I think he will be ready for the game and will be hyped up for that game. Let's talk about United. I think based on I didn't watch any of their games during the preseason. A lot of people are saying they had a good preseason. I think obviously they would have improved from last season. Finish where they finished last season. I think Ruben Amorim has had time with the squad now, although they are still interested in a few players. But I think in terms of their signing that they brought in, I think 2 Premier League proven players who had great season last season in Cunha and Wemo from Brentford. I think those guys will, and they had full preseason with them as well, which is a good thing. And I think joining guys like Bruno Fernandes and probably Sesko as well, a new signing, and then Bruno Fernandes, likes of Ugarte, Ahmad will be playing there, Doku, a lot of talk about he's had a good preseason, likes of Euro, and then they still had the same goalkeepers. I think they're going to be better than last season, and especially for the first game, they will be up for it, and Old Trafford will be up for it from fans, so the players will be up for it as the first game, and they've had time to prepare for this game. And then for their season, I think out of the most big clubs, because they don't have Europe, I think they're going to have enough time on the training ground to prepare for games. So when you play one game a week, you obviously rest well and prepare well for the following games. I think they're going to be very strong. And then I think, again, going to this game, the narrative of Šeško versus Gyökeres, and it started, I think, in Mikel Arteta's press conference. There was a lot of talk about, they tried to make it a thing, this Šeško Gyökeres, that Šeško could have been at Arsenal and Gyökeres could have been at United, but I'm trying to avoid the media and the social media, especially when it comes to big games. I usually try to avoid any social media or any media thing. So I prefer to keep it focused on the game, or try to do something else other than the game, because it's a big game and first game. There is excitement, but yeah. And then in looking at the Premier League as well for this weekend, it starts today, which is a Friday. Liverpool against Bournemouth, which is the champions, starting against Bournemouth, who sold all their defenders. Hopefully they do have some players to use against Liverpool. Liverpool, obviously the champions, are the favourites to win the title, according to most people. Other big game is Villa and Newcastle. And Newcastle have signed Jacob Ramsey from Villa. And then we have Brighton and Fulham, another good game as well. I think both teams are very good. They play good football. I think Fulham were one of the teams I enjoyed watching last season. And then the new boys, Sunderland, and play West Ham. Granit Xhaka. I'm obviously going to be watching that game just to see how he does and how Sunderland are doing. Hopefully they are doing well so that Newcastle can stop typing up a rival against Arsenal. And then the scum against Burnley. As South African, I'll be watching Lyle Foster. I'm interested in that. Hopefully he scores against them. And then Wolves against City, hoping for the Wolves win. City, not much talk about City. Have been quiet. They spend a lot of money, but in my opinion, I don't think they're gonna be doing that great this season. They are gonna be there and thereabout, but I don't think they are at a level where I don't think they're gonna be a level where they're gonna challenge Liverpool and Arsenal. But yeah, never know. They have the manager in Pep Guardiola. And then on Sunday, it's Chelsea against Palace. Big game for Chelsea, but I'm worried they didn't have proper preseason because of the Club World Cup. Palace had a great game against Liverpool at Wembley in the Community Shield, so they'll come up with more confidence. Hopefully they don't lose most of their players because they've been selling. They'll probably be losing McWay and Eze as well, so they've been signed much. And then and then Forest against Brentford against good. It's a good game as well. A lot of people talking about Brentford losing players in their manager. And Forest, are they gonna continue where from last season where they had a surprise season for most people? They had a very strong season. And then our game on Sunday. And then on Monday, Leeds and Everton, another good game. Looking forward to seeing Leeds back in the Premier League. There's a lot of South African interest on my end because of Lucas Radebe, who played there for a long time, and Everton in their new stadium. So a lot of narratives, a lot of stories for teams this season. So, but the focus is on Arsenal and United for me. It's a big game for us. I think when I was putting together my team, there's quite a few positions where I couldn't struggle to decide who I think Mikel will play, but I went with what I feel like is gonna be the team. There's no wrong, I think, in the options that I was choosing. Obviously in goal with David Raya. I think his competition in Kepa this season hopefully improves from last season as well. And then in defense at right back, the first position I struggle with because of White and Timber. They've got quite different. White was out for most of the season last season, and he came back towards the end. And then Julian Timber played most of the season with an injury as well, and he had a surgery over the summer, and he didn't play much preseason games, especially when we were in Asia. And they offer different things. I'm more comfortable with Timber defensively, but I enjoy Ben White in attacking wise especially with the relationship he has with Saka and Odegaard, with Saliba as well. But for this game, I'll go with Yuri and Timber, especially if we're going away, playing away at Old Trafford, and the dynamic that United might have in terms of their left-hand side, which is probably Cunha or Doku on that side. Gonna be strong for them. Yeah, I'll go with Timber this time, but if Mikel chooses Ben White, no big deal. I think it's more about what he's looking for in the game from the right back. And then at left back again, another position, which it's a good thing. It's a strong position for. We have Miles and Calafiori. They offer different things as well. In terms of Calafiori, it makes us flow better in the game because his ability to move around the pitch. He could be wide left, could be in the 8 position, could be in top of the box in the 9 position. That's what he offers. And Miles helps us control his game better, win more set pieces when he plays. And then he doubles up in midfield very well in playing midfield because he's naturally a midfielder. But I went with Calafiori this time. I think from the game I watched last week, hopefully he has the momentum and he can continue again, especially when you play away from home. His strength, his ability to be unpredictable to the opposition, even to his teammates, because he can be anywhere. So I'll go with Calafiori this time. And then the 2 center backs, obviously, 2 twins. Saliba had a strong preseason, played more, I think, all of the games. And then Gabriel, I think I'm going to go with him. There was questions about his match fitness, but I think I'm going to go with Gabi because of the familiarity and continuity. There was a shot of Calafiori with Miles Lewis on the left, but I feel comfortable with Gabriel, especially for the occasion, playing away at Old Trafford. It's a big occasion for both him. His experience, his leadership, isn't it? Even Saliba needs Gabriel's leadership. And then in midfield, Zubimendi and Rice as double pivot. I'm comfortable with them. I think last week they showed us how they interchange their position and their ability to control the game, and they give us so much flexibility in tactically. When we have to defend as well, Rice covering Calafiori on the left, it would be nice. It would be good for the team, and then especially that it's a big ground, the pressure and everything. It would be nice to control the game with Zubimendi, his ability on the ball and ability to move the ball. A few times when United, I think with United are very good when they play up against the big teams who are willing to play, who wants to dominate the game. Their ability to sit and hit on the break, they are very good at that. So meaning we need to control the game better, we need to move the ball better, and then we need to penetrate their defense as well. And then we need to have people who are able to occupy spaces in defense, are well disciplined as well. I think Rice and Zubimendi offers that and control, flexibility, and everything. And then Martin Odegaard in 10, it's obvious the keeper starts. I think he didn't have a great season last season. I think a good start for him this season will be great and dominating the opposition and everything. So I think the 10 position and the wingers, Saka on the right, obviously star boy, starts this game. I think he's gonna have a great season. He had a great season start to the last season, but the injury really. I was hoping he was gonna get Thierry's 20 league assist. So yeah, I think he's gonna have a great season. And then on the left, Gabriel Martinelli, I think I'll go with him. Especially he enjoys playing against the big teams, especially when they play high defensive lines. So his ability to go run in behind, and especially away from home, is very good defensive and covering the fullback as well when we have to defend. I think I'll go. There was a shout for Madueke, but still he needs to get used to how we play, especially now that there's a lot of focus on the left-hand side. I think he needs to get used to how we play, but I won't mind bringing him at second half on either wing as well. And then up top, we have 2, I think, good goal scorers in Gyökeres and Havertz. And in the last preseason game, they both scored. They showed us quite different things. but I think I'll go with Gyökeres because of the momentum as well he's had. I think the injuries Kai suffered during preseason, I think, gave the opportunity to Gyökeres to have more momentum, to get in more, to play more of the preseason games, the last 2 preseason games, and his integration in the team as well, it's helpful. Hopefully he bangs a goal in the first game and dunks on Ruben Amorim in that game. So yeah, I think that's the team. I think looking at the bench, I think we're gonna have a strong bench. I think Kepa, Mascara, Ben White, Miles, Norgard, Merino, Trossard probably is going to be available. Ethan Waneri, Madueke. Need 9 players on the bench. Already have quite a lot of players. Even Max might make the bench. There's more players like Zinchenko, Nelson could be a part of the squad going there. But yeah, man, looking forward to the game. I think if we go there, dominate and score goals, I feel like we can go there and score at least 2 goals. And we don't concede more than 2 goals. So at least if you score 2 goals, you should be winning that game. And I think everyone will be looking at Arsenal this season to win the title. I've already seen people talking about that we should be winning Arteta. If he doesn't win the title this season, he should be sacked. I don't want to get into that because I don't think that's how you measure a season. But yeah, I feel like we can win the league this season if we are available. We have players available. We'll be able to be there in May challenging for the title. The first 6 games this season starting at Old Trafford are quite important because we go to 3 difficult grounds in any league season: Old Trafford, Anfield, and St James's Park. So we should be able to start well at Old Trafford. If we start well at Old Trafford, we already have a good start and we're up there with the other teams, hopefully. Yeah, not much tough games for them, but I think if we start well, 1 game away from 38 games that we need to play. So we have 38 games more to go, and 1 less away from home, and 1 less big team that we need to play. But I think the team is ready, and I think the fans are ready and excited. Thank you so much for watching. Share, like this video, follow us on, we have an audio version on Spotify at Gunners in Africa. We're here on TikTok at Gunners in Africa. You can follow us on Instagram, Threads, it's Gunners in Africa. Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Come on, you Gunners.